Hello from Bug Eye Guy. Meet Shelby, a one-of-a-kind bug eye. It's one that we've never seen anything quite like before, and it's a really unusual interpretation that I happen to love because it reminds me a lot of the raw form of the car without all these strips and light fixtures. It makes it much cleaner. Very much a hot rodders kind of bug eye. They filled in this whole section where you would normally have a British license plate socket. So now we have an American version. And this was done beautifully. It's been about 8 years since we've known this car, and we don't have any blistering or signs of a kind of lousy repair. It's quite the opposite. It's a nice job. This is all weathered quite well. So they removed the beading that would normally be here and the turn signal socket. It's now been integrated into this light assembly up here. It's a beautiful job. And then the roll bar is also part of that extension. The whole back deck is clean. No top hooks here and no fittings for top and tonneau, and just one roll bar drilled through the deck, which is definitely a different kind of look. We have a great tonneau with all these snaps, so you don't need a top. They're primarily nice weather cars for most of our customers anyway, but if you absolutely need a top, then this isn't the car for you, because I think a top would fit, but it might be close right here. The height is probably fine, but I don't think that, I think this is the radius of where the top goes, and this would be in the way. So Shelby is set up as a no top car, and the tonneau is your weather gear. We have this beautiful blue leather interior that we built, and then these amazing, I happen to love this because we could have just gone with white aftermarket gauges of another brand to try to, just play with this color scheme of blue and white. But these are screen printed Smith's gauges, the original gauges, and that way we preserve the original look, and I think that was a really cool thing to do. The rest of the dashboard was recovered. This is a cigarette lighter in place of the washer pump, but all the rest of it is in the original spot. And a chrome shift tower is kind of fun. But the leather seats are gorgeous, and those are relatively new. So there are all these interesting custom things going on. No beading up in the front, of course, and no park light. Remember, there's a flat here for, I'm sorry, it's the turn signal and the park light, dual filament. So we now have those lights moved over here, and no eyebrow for the grill. Remember, there's normally a hole right here in this little eyebrow of chrome. This is a cut grill. So it's a very cool look, very smooth. Reminds me a lot of like a boat hull with no water line. Just much more curvy and also very smooth. There's a little imperfection right there. I don't know if you can see that. These are dust spots. There's one stone chip here. That's dirt. Stone chip, scratch. We'll have to see if we can get some touch-up paint for that. That will soften that. It's a really nice metallic paint. The stripes are under the clear coat. Very well executed. And just generally a really striking car because it's such clean lines, no beading on the back. And if you like this kind of custom thing, then this is a really interesting car. Oh, there's yet another novelty. This supercharger is about 3 pounds of boost, but it makes a world of difference in the upper RPMs. It's really a delight. There's a nice Optima battery as well. But this gives you a single carburetor instead of the twin HS2s that we would want to put on this 1275. Now you have one new HS6 carburetor, 1 3/4. Aluminum radiator is there as well. Then we have electronic ignition, and no heater trunk here because of the air horn is kind of blocking its space. We have an alternator conversion, which is really nice too, and a 6-blade fan. So we're moving more air through the radiator, and the rack boots are in nice shape. So, a lot of work was done to this car for the last owner. He didn't really use it very much. But let's go for a drive and see how it performs. My favorite thing about the Supercharger is that you start to end up with some more results when you rev the car. These engines don't really, in stock form, don't really give you much reward for revving them. You know, above like 3,800 RPMs, it seems like everything kind of flattens out. But with a supercharger above 3,000 RPMs, you start to feel the boost coming on, and it's a game changer. So I happen to love superchargers. Now this car is cold. I haven't driven this car in a couple of weeks. So let's see how it starts up from cold. There's the electric fuel pump.